Hello and welcome to episode 21 of Courtside. I'm your host, Andrew Cohen. Courtside is a podcast dedicated to all things sports. In today's episode, I will give my prediction for Super Bowl 53. So sit back, relax, and take a seat. Courtside. Alright, you want my Super Bowl prediction? Here it is. I have the New England Patriots defeating the Los Angeles Rams by a score of 31-27 in Super Bowl 53, and there are many reasons why I'm taking the Patriots in this game. And first off, I'm going to start off with just simply experience of the quarterback and the coach. Now, before you say, well, the Eagles beat the Patriots last year with an unexperienced quarterback and Nick Foles and a second-year head coach and Doug Pearson, before you say that, here's what I want to say. This year and last year are two totally separate situations. Let's start by comparing Nick Foles and Jared Goff. Nick Foles was a veteran quarterback that started a playoff game in 2013, so he had started a couple years before, right? But even just take the 2017 season, heading into the Super Bowl, he was playing really well. Two solid games against the Falcons where he went 23 of 30 for 246 yards and moved on to the conference championship against the Vikings, where he was 26 for 33 with 352 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And the Eagles put up 38 points against a Minnesota defense that was the best in the NFC. So he comes in hot, whereas Jared Goff, against the Cowboys in the divisional round, was 15 for 28, 186 yards, no touchdowns or interceptions. They won that game because they had C.J. Anderson and Todd Gurley each go for over 100 yards. Simple. Jared Goff did not win that game. The running attack did. And then against New Orleans in the NFC Championship, 25 for 40, 297 yards, a touchdown, and one interception, my bad. So he was solid against New Orleans, but early in the game especially, he just did not look ready for prime time in my opinion. He was missing throws, did not look like he was comfortable whatsoever. They didn't score their first touchdown until a few seconds left in the first half. But even late in that game, right, you had that drive where they go down to get the game-tying field goal to force overtime. There were, I think, 2 plays with Robert Woods coming in on a slant, where if he hit Robert Woods perfectly, it would have been a huge gain to the point where they actually could have potentially scored a touchdown in regulation, not having to go to overtime and give Drew Brees a chance to win the game. So here's what I'm saying. Nick Foles was playing really well heading into that Super Bowl. Jared Goff, maybe not as much. I mean, the Rams overall are playing pretty well, but Jared Goff, for the past, month and a half, hasn't really been that great. Nick Foles, on the other hand, had been really, really good for the Eagles last year. Now let's move on to Doug Peterson versus Sean McVay. Peterson, 49 years old at the time of Super Bowl 52. He had been the coordinator for the Chiefs for 3 years, had already been the coach of the Eagles for 1 year, but very, very experienced coach, right? Sean McVay just turned 33 years old. I think, a week and a half ago? So you're telling me that Sean McVay, when he looks over at that New England sideline, he's not at all intimidated by Bill Belichick, arguably the greatest coach to have ever done it? The same Bill Belichick that has been a coach in the National Football League since 1975, a full 11 years before McVay was born. The same Belichick that's been a coordinator or a head coach every year since 1985, a year before Sean McVay was born. I'm sorry. I think you're crazy if you think Sean McVay is not at all intimidated by going up against Bill Belichick in this one. So, anyways, let me move on. So, let me move on to the on-the-field stuff, right? And I'll start with the Rams defense versus Patriots offense. And to me, the key in this battle, and maybe the key for the entire game, is the Patriots offensive line versus the Rams defensive line. The Rams have had 2 games in the entire year with 0 sacks. Only 2 games. Yet they lost both of those games. Right? And their other loss, which came to Chicago, they only had 1 sack. So now they're going up against the Patriots offensive line, which in the last 2 games, in the playoffs, big moment, has not allowed a single sack. Not 1 sack led up by this Patriots offensive line. And to me, if this Patriots offensive line keeps Brady clean, I think New England has a great shot at winning. If Brady has time to throw the ball and not under pressure, they have a really good chance of winning this game. I think it's pretty simple there. But so you also have this rushing attack of the Patriots, right? Over the last 2 games, the Patriots have 331 yards, 8 rushing touchdowns. 2 playoff games, over 300 yards rushing, 8 rushing touchdowns. That's insane. That's absolutely crazy. So, the Patriots, I looked it up. The Patriots are undefeated this year when they have over 100 yards rushing. So, simple. Another easy thing. If the Patriots rush for over 100 yards, they have a great chance to win the game. Now, here's, I think, a little wrinkle, a little bit of problem. The Rams held Zeke Elliott and the Cowboys to 50 rushing yards in the divisional round, then Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram, and the Saints to just 48 rushing yards. So the Rams defense has proven in the playoffs in big moments they can stop the run. However, you have James White, Sony Michel, and Rex Burkhead all running the ball really, really effectively. And the Patriots offensive line doing an amazing job blocking. So it's not like it's going to be an easy day for the Rams defensive line and the Rams linebackers in stopping the run. And the Cowboys, they have one guy going out there in Zeke who's effectively running the ball. If you can stop Zeke and he's getting tired, they have nobody else to turn to in the running game. Saints have Kamara and Ingram. It just didn't work out. That was a game where they had to throw the ball. It worked out for the Rams in the end, but I think it's going to be very difficult to stop this Patriots rushing attack. Now let's move on to the other main battle. Rams offense versus Patriots defense. Now, I talked a little bit about Jared Goff before, and I'm telling you, based off how he played early on against New Orleans and how little importance he had to the win over the Cowboys, I think, to me, he's going to come out looking a little nervous in the Super Bowl. To me, you have Brady, who's playing in his 9th Super Bowl, versus Jared Goff, who's in his 2nd year as a starter, as the main starter, 3rd year in the league, going into the Super Bowl. I'm telling you, he's gonna be nervous. He's going to be intimidated by everything that's going on. But let's look at the numbers for a second. Let's look at the Patriots defense. So the Rams need to effectively run the ball to win games. It's been proven this year. The Patriots have allowed, in this playoffs, 41 rushing yards against the Chiefs. Sorry, that's wrong. 19 rushing yards against the Chiefs, 41 against the Chargers. The Patriots are undefeated this season when they allow under 100 rushing yards. 9-0, including the playoffs. Simple. You hold the Rams from running. The Patriots hold the Rams from running. They have another amazing shot at winning this game. Now, when they allow over 150 yards, they're only 1-4. So, this is where the key is for the Rams. They need to run on the Patriots. They need to get to the quarterback. They need to stop the Patriots' run. Right? In conclusion, this Patriots offensive line, been dominant all of the playoffs. Throughout the playoffs, they've been dominant. If they shut down this Rams defensive line in both pass rush and the running game, the Patriots offense is going to be firing on all cylinders. They're going to put up over 30. They could push for 40, I think. And if they are pushing 30, 40 points, I think it's going to be difficult for the Rams to do that, to score that many points, relying on their running game. And if the Patriots stop the running game, relying on Jared Goff is not going to be the way to score around 30 points. And here's what I'll end off with. If it comes down to the last quarter, right, 1-score game, right, really close, 7 or fewer points, 8 or fewer points, and it's going to come down to which team can get a game-winning drive at the end of the game, you cannot take young Jared Goff and young Sean McVay over arguably the best coach of all time and the GOAT in Tom Brady. The Patriots have 3 easy keys. There are 3 ways the Patriots can win this game. 1 is they keep Brady clean. 2 is they get the running game going. 3 is they stop the Rams from running. If one of those 3 things goes right, the Patriots have an amazing shot at winning this game, and that's why I'm taking them to be the Super Bowl 53 champions. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this edition of Courtside. Join me on Monday, where I will do a full recap of Super Bowl 53. And as usual, remember to subscribe to the podcast wherever you may be listening, and follow the podcast on Twitter. Link will be in the description. Signing off, this is Andrew Cohen. I will see you next time.